Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, people are laughing at the notion that Tesla's Cybertruck could ever sell more than the F-150. Not just the Lightning, but the entire F-150 series within this decade. But I think that is very possible. We have seen Tesla's impressive ramp before, with the Model Y going from nothing to the world's best-selling car within only 3 years. And Kelley Blue Book is also out saying that they think the Cybertruck will start at $50,000. I think that's right, but I don't think it will be the version they think. But let's check out the possible ramp and prices for this beast, and let's dive right in. So people are laughing at the notion that Tesla's Cybertruck could ever sell more than the F-150 series. I have even had a friend that said that to me, and then I explained to him about Tesla's ability to ramp up production. And firstly, he thought that Ford made a lot more F-150s than they did. He thought they made millions of them every year. But for the full last year, the F-150 sold a total of 787,000 units globally. But the Model Y, that only started production in January 2020 and started deliveries in March 2020, sold 786,000 units in 2022. So pretty much on par with the best-selling pickup truck in the world. Last year was actually the 46th year in a row that the F-150 series was the best-selling pickup truck series on the planet. But the Model Y, in its only second full year of production, matched that legendary pickup truck in sales. And here in 2023, the Model Y has become the best-selling car on the planet, beating the F-150 series and even beating more affordable models like Toyota Corolla or Camry. So Tesla knows a thing or two about ramping up new products. Remember the Model 3 that had a huge problem ramping up and going through production hell, and Tesla learning a lot from that, was also a top 10 of the best-selling cars last year. So Tesla knows how to get vehicles in high volumes. Remember, Tesla is not focusing on 30 different models. They have 2 high-volume models, and now they are just adding one more. So the Cybertruck will, when fully ramped up, be a lot faster to produce than any other vehicle Tesla currently are producing, as a Cybertruck does not get a paint job. So Tesla will save a whole day there worth of going through the paint shop and drying and going through the ovens and all that kind of stuff. And Tesla is also making more of its own controllers for the Cybertruck compared to any of the other vehicles. It will have 85% of all its controllers being made in-house compared to 61% of the Model Y. And the Cybertruck will also be running on the new 48-volt architecture, making the wires in the truck much more simple than in the Model Y and making it a much better and more efficient system as well. So yes, the Cybertruck will no doubt have some starting problems, as all vehicles do, but when Tesla get all those ironed out, the Cybertruck should be flying off the production line faster than the Model Y is able to do. So the first 6 or maybe even 12 months, the Cybertruck's production ramp might be slower than what we have been seeing with the Model Y. But a year after, I think we will see the production ramp much faster than any other car Tesla has ever produced. So if we look at the ramp in Shanghai of the Model Y, it was very fast. It only took them about a year to go from nothing to almost 10,000 units a week. Very impressive. Where the ramp in Berlin and Texas has been much slower, because here they did not just ramp up the same car. There was a lot of new technology in the Model Y compared to the old version being built in Shanghai and Fremont. And the whole production line was also new. So a lot of new technologies they had to get to work properly before they got to the 5,000 a week benchmark. So I would expect similar ramp to the Cybertruck as we have seen with the ramp of the Model Y in Texas, as here they are also focusing on trying to produce the Model Y with the new battery pack, a structural battery pack with the 4680 cells, so similar to what the Cybertruck will get. So Tesla also have more than a year experience working with the 4680 cell and the structural battery pack, so that will not be a completely new thing for Tesla. And why Tesla probably decided it was best to go with the 4680 cell production in Texas first and not the Berlin factory as originally planned, to make sure they got the production and the knowledge in Texas for the Cybertruck production, as that vehicle will only be produced with the 4680 cell. So if we say Tesla's Cybertruck will ramp up somewhat similar to the Model Y in Texas, we should have about 5,000 units a week production during the summer of next year. So if we say Tesla will not likely have much of a ramp going on this year, but at the start of next year, let's say they will have about 500 units a week. That might be a bit too high, but if we then say they don't get to 5,000 units by the summer next year, but first hit that target by the end of next year. So if that ramp was linear, it would look something like this. And the cumulative production for 2024 could be something like 137,000 units already next year. I think that would be very realistic, but might even be a little conservative, as this would be a much slower ramp to 5,000 units a week that Tesla has done with the Model Y in Texas. But I think at that point in 2025 it will really start kicking off the production line. But 137,000 units, that is actually not insignificant. That would actually make it a top 150 of the best-selling cars in the world and get close to something like the Ford's F250 series. So not insignificant. And then get way above 250,000 in 2025, maybe even get to their max capacity Elon has been talking about at Battery Day of 300,000 units. But I do think Tesla would like to get the production of the Cybertruck higher than the 300,000 units a year, as Cybertruck is the most pre-ordered vehicle in history, as it is closing in on 2 million reservations. So if they are only able to make 300,000 units from 2025, it would take them the rest of this decade just to go through the pre-orders. So I think they are going to want to get through them a lot faster and also expand the production to be able to deliver Cybertrucks outside of the US as well. So they do need a lot more production than 300,000 a year to meet the demand, in my opinion. So I don't think Tesla will stop at 300,000 but continue to ramp up. So maybe during 2027 or 2028, I do see a scenario where the Cybertruck will sell more units than the F-150 series does today, as this beast will be something the others can't compete with, as this will probably be the best value for money in an electric vehicle you can buy when it comes to range, charging speed and capabilities, as the tri-motor will probably start about $70,000 to $80,000 and have a 500 plus miles of range. And this is very important, as this vehicle is made for towing things, and it can tow more than the F-150 Lightning or the Silverado, as both of them will only be able to tow 10,000 pounds, whereas the Cybertruck will be able to tow 14,000 pounds, and it will probably be fitted with 3 Plaid motors in their tri-motor configuration, so that is as much power as the Tesla Semi-Truck, and we'll also get the Tesla Semi-Truck's towing technology, where they have all that power to accelerate and drive uphill, but when they're just cruising along, it will only be using one motor like the Tesla Semi-Truck. So the Tesla Cybertruck will no doubt be the most efficient electric pickup truck out there, so not losing as much battery as the Lightning does when towing stuff, but of course still lose a lot when towing, as any vehicle does. But that is why the 500 plus miles of range come into play. So the Cybertruck could probably be able to do something like 300 miles while towing, so about the same range as the F-150 Lightning without any payload. Cybertruck might be able to do that with a payload on a trailer. and the Lightning can only charge with 150 kilowatt. And I still believe the Cybertruck will be able to charge with a lot more than 350 kilowatt, but at least 350 kilowatt. But my guess, with a new battery that does not overheat when charging and can take in more power, we are looking at something like 500 to 600 kilowatt hours. But that would also make it very fast to fill up compared to the competition. And I think Tesla will still come out with a pretty good price. I think they will simply take away the standard range rear-wheel drive from the menu and then just start the truck at $50,000 for the all-wheel drive. As I don't get why you would actually make a pickup truck without all-wheel drive. Makes no sense to me. So Tesla will probably start with the most expensive one, the Tri-Motor, for maybe $70,000 to $80,000. That will still be a bargain. Remember, the only version GM will come out with this year of their Silverado will have a starting price of $108,000. And it will not have the same range or cargo capacity, or towing capacity, or charging speed. It will dent, it will rust, the Cybertruck will not. And the Lightning and the Silverado will simply be inferior but have a higher sticker price. And I think Tesla will keep the price at $50,000, as that is the starting price of the Lightning, because I think Tesla wants to stay competitive on price. And if Tesla is really close on coming out with version 12 of their full self-driving beta that will no longer be beta, I think many Cybertruck owners will add that $12,000, if it stays at that price, onto the sticker price to get that software with the car, helping Tesla a lot with the margins on these cars. And maybe with the higher EV incentive they have in the US, like the California, you could get up to $15,000 off the starting price. So they might want to make the price a little higher. With the demand there is for this car, it would kind of make no sense to go too low. So the price could go a little higher than my predictions here, but I think Tesla still want to keep it reasonable, and they know they will make up for it in software down the road. But Matt Deegan, senior editor at Kelley Blue Books, also believes the starting price will be $50,000, but I do believe he thinks that is for the rear-wheel drive. But as I said, I'm not sure they will even make this version anymore. Maybe down the road when they get the cost of the production down, but we will have to wait and see. So I do think that Tesla will ramp up beyond 300,000 a year, which is the biggest numbers we have heard from Tesla in the last 4 years since we have been waiting for the Cybertruck. And I think we will see something like 125,000 units in production and deliveries already next year. And the starting price of $50,000, but I don't think we will see the Cybertruck with the rear-wheel drive version anymore, or definitely not for a while. But let's see how this will hold up when Tesla finally starts deliveries and give us all the specs and prices for this beast, and we enter the age of the Cybertruck. Can't wait. But what is your guess? Will they keep the rear-wheel version, and what would the price be, and what kind of ramp do you expect to see? Let me know your guesses down below. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.